Hi guys, well there's a really nice breeze at the front of the house, which would mean that really I should be working at the front of the house, but oh no, not today. So I've decided that the old lino that I took up from the kitchen and the kids' playroom in winter was going to go down just temporarily in the summer kitchen. So we've literally, while the girls are in the pool, we've literally just pulled everything out of the summer kitchen and we're just starting to sort everything out. So put down, patchworked the lino in, and Tash is just giving it a quick mop over now. Then we'll put everything back and show you what we've done. But again, it's just every time I'm here I like to make it a little bit more comfortable, and it works every time. We just do a little bit more, and slowly but surely we're getting there. The girls are very happy in the pool, they're loving life. Yeah, can't go wrong. Just a bit hot, that's all.
Я вам так и спал, такого видео. А, то скрите.
Absolutely bouncing, guys. Sunny Beach is bouncy. Good morning, dobro jutro. So my favourite spot again on the steps at the house, and yeah, just thought I'd let you know what we're up to. So not really been getting any jobs done as expected, but I am just starting to tidy up the garden, try and get rid of all this lot. Starting to take it out and all the different flower beds around, and I'm definitely going to put the plastic down and some stones down, because it's just so difficult to keep on top of everything all the time. I feel like every time I come out in summer, the first week is just dealing with weeds and dealing with the garden all the time, so I need to make it as low maintenance as possible. So that's a challenge for today. I've also still got the flagging to finish, but that's going to have to wait till winter, because the summer kitchen's looking nice, happy with that. It's only temporary to have the lino down. I'm hoping to put better flooring down eventually, but lino's down. It stops the dust from the floor coming up. We were sat in there last night with our friends and it was lovely, it was really nice. It's just that little place of cool, because it's been mid-30s in the village, and yeah, it's going to go up to 40 degrees soon, so it's nice to have a little bit of shade, somewhere to sit, you know, have something to eat, have a drink. It's just a nice place, a nice little spot. So I'm glad that I've made that just a little bit tidier, even though it was technically a half an hour job. It makes me feel better. So yeah, still lots to do. Yesterday was a little bit of a write-off. Again, every time I try and plan to do this bar crawl from the villages, there's always something that stops us. So yesterday our friends didn't get up until sort of like gone 12 in the afternoon. So by the time they came up to us, it was getting late. Went to the bar in our village, and for some reason she was closed, which is unusual on a Saturday. Normally open on a Saturday, but she was closed. So went down to Krasi's at Orizari, and yeah, and we were in there for an hour or so, and it was nice enough, you know what I mean, nice cheap drinks, nice cheap food, and the plan was then to go to Sandrinkas, but it just didn't happen. It was like, it was getting late and we had to worry about the buses and the bus back down to Sunny Beach. So yeah, it just didn't happen. So we ended up back in Sunny Beach and another quick stop at Route 66 so the girls could play on the bouncy slide. So yeah, so all in all, yesterday was a bit of a write-off really, but it is what it is, can't do anything about it. Try my best to try and get as much filming done as I can, but it's just not easy when you're dealing with things with the girls, and you know what I mean, and trying to keep friends entertained as well. Flies are doing my head in at the moment as well today. It's hard to think about filming, but as you know, I'm only here for a short space of time, so I'm going to try and get as much done as I can, and really just keep you guys updated to where we're at. And it's going to be probably later on in the year when the bigger stuff happens, but I'm here, still loving life. Don't forget, any questions, any comments, leave them below. It's always nice to see people interested in coming out over here. Lots of people are still interested in buying properties over here, whether it be houses or apartments. So yeah, so if I can help, I will. I keep saying it every time. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. But if I can avoid you making any mistakes or working out the loopholes, just ask me questions in the comment section. Anyway, catch you later guys. Do skoro.
Well guys, here's a little surprise. The first time in Bulgaria, we've got a hedgehog. And a quick mooch around my pool. So we know other people have had hedgehogs in the garden, and we know quite a few people that have been feeding them. But this is the first one that we've had. I don't want to scare him. Obviously, as it's cooling down in the evening, decided to come and have a look around and see if there's any food, probably. Oh, cute. Good morning, dobro jutro. So we're coming towards the end of the first week here, and yeah, typical summer. It's been that hot. We've been hitting low to mid 30s in the village, and I believe it's going to start getting up near 40 next week. So it's just too hot to do anything. So as previous years, I do try and work where the shade is. I had high expectations of being able to come in and try and do a little bit more with the patio, but it's really too hot for that. That's going to have to wait till winter or later on in the year. I've been so pleased that there's not really been anything wrong with the house. Everything's been absolutely fine, no issues whatsoever. So that's meant I've not had to worry about any fixes or any issues. So yeah, so other than putting the old lino down in the summer kitchen and doing that little job which I wanted to do, and make more room in there so we can use it for meals, because it's just too hot to eat inside the house. So that's why the summer kitchen's just an amazing thing to have. Other than that, it's just been trying to get on top with the garden. Now, can't keep stressing this enough, guys. Any property over here that you have land, you are going to be constantly combating weeds. it's something else. Like I said, they grow up through anything. What I have noticed though is this bit behind me where I still need to flag. I've done alright. No weeds growing out of it at all. No weeds came through it, no weeds growing out of it. Everything that was on it was just hanging over the side. So I've decided to do the same elsewhere. So I'll just go for a little walk. So the weeds were coming up like just every single gap, every crack as usual in the concrete, just everywhere. But these flower beds at the side of the house, currently in shade, were really bad. And like nearly every other bit of land that we've got here, or bit of grass, or bit of flower bed, these were completely full of bulbs, flower bulbs, daffodils, whatever, loads. So I spent all yesterday digging that down, taking all the bulbs out, taking all the grasses away, and the plan is now just to cover them with the plastic sheeting and hope for the best. I've done the same at the front as well, so I've done exactly the same here. Now I've only just done this yesterday, so I've just put the plastic sheeting down where the rose bush is. I'm going to do the same along the front, because you can see, I mean, the weeds are just horrendous. I'm going to do the same along the front, try and keep the weeds back from the fence. And then my other plan is, last year I actually went round and I pulled all the weeds out the driveway. As you can see, the weeds are horrendous. Now what I think's happened with this, and those of you with experience in this field might know, what's happened is I've put that plastic membrane down, completely covered it, rolled it all out, covered it, you'll have seen it in previous videos. But then I've thrown this stone down on top, and I'm pretty sure what's happened, the stone has pierced through the membrane, allowing everything to get through. Maybe, you know, maybe if it's not sunlight, maybe if it's just water, you know, whatever it takes. But the weeds have definitely poked through the membrane. So instead of picking them out this time, I'm just going to go and get some weed killer. And before we go, not doing it now because of the kids and the girls knocking about, I don't want them to have any adverse effects from it. But I'm just going to literally get some really strong weed killer. I'm just going to weed killer the lot and then just hope it stays down. As you can see here, the grapes are growing. So we've got thousands of tiny little grapes on the vines. So yeah, so a little bit at a time, we're getting there. Now I don't know whether I mentioned in the previous video or not, but I'm so disappointed with the fruit issue this year. So my neighbour next door turned up yesterday, and he grows lots of cherries, lots of strawberries. He does it on a commercial basis as well. He takes them down to his shop and sells them in Nezaba. And we were chatting, and he said exactly the same thing as other people had told me, that this winter, towards the end of winter, they had a really nice spell. So early on in the year, a really nice spell. Everything started to blossom, all the fruit trees blossomed, everything was going along nicely. Then it went freezing again, and they had really bad frosts. So the bad frosts obviously have affected the fruit. So there is nothing on my trees at all. No cherries, no plums, no pears, nothing. But he's the same next door. So luckily enough, last night he did manage to scrape together a few strawberries for the girls. He came over with a nice tray of strawberries for the girls. But he's like me, he's just devastated with it, because I mean, we don't need it for money, but it's just nice to be able to go and pick our own fruit and eat fruit from the trees. Obviously for him it's a viable source of money, viable source of income, so I do feel for him. But it just shows how volatile things are over here. Now, you never know what a winter's going to do. Some winters are extremely mild, and then every now and again they seem to get a bad one. You don't know when the rain's going to come, you don't know how long it's going to last for. Everything just seems a little bit up in the air. One thing it is guaranteed is you're going to have a really long hot summer. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I don't know whether we're going to get more fruit other than the grapes at all this year. If not, then it's going to be autumn for the nut trees. I'll start collecting the almonds again. But yeah, absolutely mental. But on the upside, our friends that came over to surprise Tasha, they've had a week here, and the feedback is that they feel really safe. They like the feel of Bulgaria. However, they've been struggling with the heat. They've been struggling with, I don't really get bitten by the mosquitoes, but they've had quite a few bites from the mosquitoes, so they've been struggling with that a little bit. But that can happen in any hot country. It's not, it's not just here in Bulgaria. But overall, the flies and the beetles in the village do my head in, like a crop beetle. They land on you all the time. Overall, they've had a pleasant experience. They've absolutely loved going down to Old Town Nezhehog. They were back down there yesterday, and obviously different feel for them because they're just here on holiday. They don't have to worry about anything else. But they've had a good time, seeing the difference between what it's like in Sunny Beach, what it's like in Nezhehog, what it's like. They came up to the village, so they've had a look at the village bars. It's quite a lot quieter up here. And also a hell of a lot cheaper. No, they don't really worry too much about money, but when you're here a lot longer, you certainly do. I'm still happy I can get beer at 2 lev 50. I'm still happy to spend that kind of money. In town now, everything's gone up a little bit, so you're talking even the cheap bars are now 3.5 lev for a beer. Food's gone up a little bit, and one of the biggest things I've noticed as well is that quite a few places now on the menus have started putting the price in Bulgarian leva and the price in euro. So they're all getting prepared for the euro to come in January of 2026. Everything's ready for it to go. They've hit the requirements to have the euro. So I'm just hoping now that with them all establishing the prices, looking at it, it looked very fair. It looked like, they were, there might be a little bit of rounding up going on, but, they were quite fair prices. So I don't think the euro is going to cause as much of an issue as everybody's predicted. And if tourism continues to grow, and if the expat community continues to grow over here, then I can seriously see that even with the euro, that anybody with property should do well. There's no reason. I'm hoping that the economy will still continue to grow and property prices will continue to rise. So I know myself, I bought at the right time. I've tripled my money on the house in just 3 years. But I don't want to sell. My life's changed a lot, as you all know, but I don't want to give up on my Bulgarian dream. So if I sold this house, yes, I could get an apartment somewhere in Sunny Beach and have money in the bank, but would I be happy? I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one. Yes, it's nice to go down. Yes, it's nice to spend time in Sunny Beach in summer. Would I want to be there all winter as well? No, I think I prefer the village, really do. But anyway, time will tell. We'll wait and see. Guys, don't forget, I am trying to do as many videos as I can while I'm here, but it's not been easy, especially when we've had guests. And getting Tasha and the girls used to everything over here has been taking me a little bit of time as well. But I am trying to get as much videoing done as I can. But please ask me any questions you like. Just jump in the comment section below. Just literally anything you want to ask, just drop me a line. It's nice to hear from you guys, and don't forget, please like, share and subscribe, because even though we've gone over that 1,000 subscriber limit, it's still a very small channel and I'd like to see it grow. It's like grassroots, it's very raw. There's nothing fantastic about my channel. There's no major editing in my videos. I just literally just show you what I'm doing. But I think it's interesting in respect of when I watch everybody else's YouTube videos, they tend to be further inland, further from the coast. There doesn't seem to be as many people that have bought a rural house within reachable distance of Sunny Beach. So that's what's kind of setting me apart. So guys, keep an eye on the channel, keep an eye on what we're up to, and I'll catch you all later. Dos Coro.